personally, I like my coffee a little bit bitter, kind of like me. Nespresso KitchenAid Coffee Maker. This machine is one of the loves of my life. I'm Urvashi, and I'm going to walk you through the positive and negative of this machine. You can buy an espresso machine that doesn't look anything like this. You can buy a small one for $100. They work just fine. This one is my pride and joy. We have had this maybe, we can't tell, we don't remember. It's either 8 years or 10 years. We've had it for a very, very long time. So when I show you this machine, you'll see how much wear and tear it has or has not had. And you'll also see how some of the parts may clean over time or not clean. Okay, all right, so let's just talk about the basics of this machine. The thing I love about this, apart from the gorgeous red color, is that it's very, very sturdy. It's metal. It's really a heavy machine that works really well. So the way that you would work this, if you haven't before, is that you buy these pods. So we buy ours from Nespresso. You can buy different pods. They come 10 to a packet. I tried many different pod holders. This one is the best one for us because it's vertical. It'll hold 4 different types and one sleeve fits straight in. So I'll give you a link to this one. So as I was saying, I really like the fact that it's all metal. You can change the water capacity by just moving this button. Now it doesn't tell you here whether it's 2 ounces, 4 ounces, 6 ounces, 8 ounces. So you're gonna have to guess that a little bit yourself. But I'll show you where we normally put it. We put it on the third one, right honey? And I'll show you what that looks like, okay? This lever is super helpful for someone like me that has mobility issues. So I have rheumatoid arthritis, sometimes I flare, sometimes it doesn't work. This lever actually moves really easily. There's a lot of leverage, and so it's relatively easy to make a cup of coffee. So here's how you would do it. You would take a pod, you would put it in here, it fits in really neatly. You would press this down, and then you make sure that it's where it needs to be, and you press start. The nice thing about this machine is before the water heats up, when you hit 1, it starts to blink. You press the button twice and the coffee starts to brew and you could do something else. So let me just show you how that works. You're gonna notice it creates a really, really good foam or a crema at the top. That crema happens when you push water through the coffee grounds. It's extremely finely ground coffee in here. When you push water through these coffee grounds, all the fat and the oil comes up in the bubble and it creates this beautiful look. Some people say it affects taste, some people say it doesn't affect taste. Okay, so basically this is how you would make a cup of coffee. Oh my God, that is gorgeous. Look at that. And you could vary, you know, the amount of coffee that you make. In terms of footprint, this is if you have really tall counters, you might be able to get it in because it doesn't require a lot of space. A lot of the Keurigs and the other machines require you to lift the lid to do it. In this one, you just need clearance for the lever and you should be okay. When you pull up the lever, the coffee falls into this container. And this container holds a lot, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15, 16, something like that. It holds a lot. The second thing you want to look for is capacity. Capacity in coffee machines is in 2 places. One is this, the water bin. This one needs filling quite constantly if you're making a lot of coffee. If you're making larger cups of coffee, you know, it's gonna need filling. The good news is that it's quite light. It's got a nice little handle. I can pick it up, even on the days I'm badly flared, I can pick it up and just take it to the sink. Or my preferred way often is this really inexpensive cup that I bought 8 years ago for not very much money, and it still looks fantastic. You can make milkshakes, you can make coffee, you can fill a dog bowl with water. I use it for all of the above. This thing fits in really, really easily. So tilt it a little bit and just push in, and there's the lid. This holds about 40 ounces of water. So that's a pretty decent capacity, especially if you're making 2-ounce shots. This, like I said, holds about 14 or 15, so it's really good. Let's talk about the third thing, which is usability. How easy is it to use? You saw how easy it was to use. The lever makes it, as soon as the pod goes in, you push the lever down, you can feel it snap in place, and you can feel that coffee pod getting pierced. Now, let's look at how that coffee pod is getting pierced. See that? It's getting pierced in multiple different locations. And so the water is pushing through it, and then it brews, and you get coffee out of it. So basically there's holes here, and there's holes here, okay? So the coffee is getting brewed in there. Now let's talk about bars of pressure. Nespresso boasts 19 bars or 12 bars of psi for their machines. And the fact is, they may very well be talking about how much pressure is achieved at the motor, not at the brew head. In order to brew a perfect cup of coffee, it has been determined that you need about 9 psi. The motor might have 12 or 15 psi, but by the time it reaches the brew head, you want 9. So when they tell me that it has, 12 or 15 or 19, it's a little bit confusing because I don't know what it is at the brew head, which is the thing that I really need to know. I need to know that it's not exceeding 9. However, I can tell you it makes an excellent cup of coffee. So you could just not worry about it and just enjoy your coffee. From a clean perspective, this one comes out really easily. It's dripping because we used it so much. Oh my God, I've made such a god-awful mess here. So it drips when you take the pods out of it, so just be careful. It's good to have a trash can nearby. One of the other things I love about it is this overflow catcher, because you do need it from time to time. This overflow catcher actually holds a lot. I left some in here for you to see. That was about 1 cup's worth, and there's plenty more to go. And to clean it, all you do is you pick this up, you take this very carefully to the sink and pour it out, which I will do right now. Okay, so here I am cleaning this. I'm gonna go dump this in the trash. This is 8 years of use. I have a tough time getting this brown out, but 8 years of making, I would say 6 or 8 cups of coffee a day. You see the rest of it, it's pretty pristine. The plastic has not cracked. Nothing has gone wrong. I do have some coffee stains in here. If I wanted to soak this in bleach or vinegar, I'm sure I could get it out. I just haven't done that in a while. And then to clean the rest of it, you just wipe around the sides. You wipe this off. You wash or wipe this thing. And when you put this back, there's these depressions. Just make sure those fit over here. Put this up. Hold that to slide it in. Put this, and you are good to go. One of the things that has been a problem for me, and it could be because I'm clumsy, it could be bad design, it could be that the coffee maker's a little bit older. Oftentimes, when I put a cup here, see that? See what just happened? This thing starts to tip over. Why is it a big deal? It's a big deal because the coffee is going to brew straight into the bottom here. Can you see this? So you have to be really careful not to put this cup too close. Otherwise, if you hit it, it's going to inch down and the coffee pours down. This is really my only complaint with this machine, is this drippy down thing. Gracie, please don't bark, sweetheart. No barking. Here's what I love about it. I love the capacity, 40 ounces here, several pods, 15 maybe over here. I love this lever. I love that it's all metal. It's really, really held up well. I love that you can customize the different brews, and I love that you just have to press the button twice and it's going to brew automatically. Cleanup is a breeze on this one, and it has not changed at all since the day we bought it. It brews as well, it cleans as well, everything is as good as it needs to be. In terms of the price, it is expensive. You could definitely buy a machine for a third of this cost. I have had those, the smaller plastic ones, and I'm going to review one of those in a few days here. I do feel that this is sturdier, that this is going to last longer. If you're making several cups of espresso, or if you're going to put it into a small office, or if you just love the way this looks and you're buying yourself a little treat, I would recommend this over the plastic just because of how well it lasts. In terms of price, these sleeves is what they call them. A sleeve contains 10. The one kind of annoying thing sometimes is that you have to order them online. But let me tell you something. They have made it almost too easy to order online. You know how Amazon has made it so you can order like stuff you absolutely don't need in about 15 seconds? 5 seconds. Literally, if you have an order that you like and you just want to go into the Nespresso app and buy it, it's really, really easy to buy. And where I live in Dallas, they show up within a day. Even during COVID, it's showing up within 3 or 4 days. So it seems like a pain, but it's actually, if you're used to online purchases, it's very easy to buy. These things I think run about, what, honey, $1.40?
No, about 62 cents a piece.
62 cents a piece.
Depending on the roast.
For this or this?
For the Nespresso, about 62 cents. The Starbucks is maybe 40, and Pete's is 32 or
Okay,
33.
Did you hear that? This is about 60. Starbucks is making them. They're about 40 cents a piece. And then Pete's is making them. We got that at Costco, and that's about 20 or 30 a piece. So you should just add up how many of these you're going to drink in a day and figure out how much it's going to cost you. Now I'll tell you how we make ours. Okay, I make one shot for myself. I pour it into a cup, and then I fill it with really hot water, so I'm making essentially an Americano for myself. One of the problems with any Nespresso machine is that to get a perfect brew, you need to not have the water be super hot boiling, okay? 95 to 99 degrees Celsius is kind of where it needs to be. So I don't find that hot enough, and so I ruin my coffee by putting in a little bit of water into it. So just be aware that if you're someone who likes our coffee really hot, what we did was we put a boiling water tap beside our sink, and when I say we, I mean my husband. I would have no idea how to do that. But if you have a kettle, we used a KitchenAid red kettle for a long time, and we would just pour the water in there. Like I said, when you're considering price, consider the price of the pods and how many you drink in a day. And then also consider the fact that you're not making 8 cups of coffee and wasting all of it. You're just brewing exactly what it is you need. But this is how I make my second cup. So after I'm done with that, I try to fast because of keto, and so I don't eat for a really long time. And so I make an iced cup that I can sip on, and this is how I do that. I'm gonna do it in this transparent cup. I actually make it in my Yeti, which I love, these, because it stays cold for a really long time. But what you should do is fill this all the way, like jam as much ice as you can. I pulled this a little bit earlier, so it's kind of shrunk a little bit. Put in your half and half, and then just take your coffee and pour it right on. Oh, look how pretty that is. And then you use one of these and you can stir it up, and there's your cup of iced coffee. You just saved yourself $5 at Starbucks. So I love the fact that there's flexibility. You can pull different sizes. You can make different flavors. There are a ton of different flavors. And to be honest with you, I've tried the Keurigs and I've tried the Nespressos. And for me personally, I like my coffee a little bit bitter, kind of like me. So it really works out better for me to make Nespresso than a larger cup of coffee. So who should buy this? Someone who makes several cups of espresso in a day, someone who likes to make handcrafted beverages, someone who wants the form to fit into their kitchen, like they want something that's nicer looking than a utilitarian little machine, and someone who wants to buy a machine that they're going to keep for a while without having to worry about it breaking. Nespresso did not pay me. This is an unbiased review. This is my own machine. I love it, and it's one of the ones in my kitchen that gets used every day, several times a day. 8 to 10 years later, it's still going strong. I would invest in it. I'm Urvashi. This was my review of the KitchenAid Nespresso. I hope that was helpful. Thank you for watching. Oh, so good.